Once again, thank you for joining us this evening. This is News at 8. Now, the Electoral Commission has released the fourth set of the preliminary presidential election results from the Lubowa National Tally Center, showing incumbent President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni maintaining a commanding lead. And the results announced by the Electoral Commission chairperson, Justice Simon Byabakama, indicate that nearly 70% of the polling stations nationwide have submitted their results so far, as tallying continues with assurance of transparency and verification.
The Electoral Commission officially commenced the national presidential vote tallying process at the Lubowa National Tally Center, releasing the first preliminary results, which were read by the Commission chairperson, Justice Simon Byabakama. At this early stage, results from only 133 polling stations, representing 0.26% of the country's 50,739 polling stations, had been received. Uganda's voters register currently stands at 21.6 million registered voters.
Bulira Frank Kavinga, Party RPP, votes received so far 84, representing 0.36%. Kaswante Robert, Party NPP, total number of votes 66, representing 0.29%. Kyagulanyi Sentam Robert, NUP, 7,753. votes, representing 33.64%. Mabirizi Joseph, votes 45, representing 0.20%. Mugisha Gregory Muntu Oyera, ANT, 164 votes, representing 0.71%. Munyagwa Mubarak Serunga, CMP, 145 votes, representing 0.63%. Nandala Mafabi James Nathan, FDC, 560 votes, representing 2.43% of valid votes cast. Yoweri Tuhaburwa Kaguta Museveni, in RM, 14,232 votes, representing 61.7%.
By 9:45 a.m., the Electoral Commission released the second set of the preliminary result, showing a substantial increase in the number of the reporting polling stations. Results had been received from 22,758 polling stations, representing 44.85% of the polling stations nationwide.
These are the results so far per candidate. Bulira Frank Kavinga, 23,267, representing 0.45%. Kaswante Robert, 15,929, representing 0.31%. Kyagulanyi Sentam Robert, 1,312,47,000, representing 19.85%. Mabirizi Joseph, 10,910, representing 0.21%. Mugisha Muntu Gregory, 29,504, representing 0.57%. Munyagwa Mubarak Serunga, 14,742, representing 0.28%. Nandala Mafabi James Nathan, 108,301, 2.08%. Yoweri Tuhaburwa Kaguta Museveni, 3,960,438, representing 76.25%.
At exactly 2 p.m., the Commission released the third set of the preliminary results, which over half of the country's polling stations now accounted for. Results from 30,138 polling stations, representing 59.4%, had been tallied out of 6.83 million valid votes. President Museveni remained in the lead with 75.38%, while Kyagulanyi had 20.71%.
The valid votes altogether for all the candidates so far are 6,830,089. Invalid votes 170,655, constituting 2.44% of the total votes cast.
By 6:15 p.m., the Electoral Commission released the fourth stage of the preliminary results, covering nearly 70% of the polling stations nationwide. The results had been received from 35,491 polling stations, representing 69.95% of the total. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni further widened his lead with 6,03,657 votes, accounting for 74.9% of the valid vote cast, while Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu followed with 1,709,474 votes, representing 21.33%.
Valid votes in a total 80,013,533. That is the total number of valid votes for all the candidates. Invalid vote 202,808, which is equivalent to 2.47% of the total votes. Total votes altogether 80,216,341, representing 37.95% of the registered voters.
The Electoral Commission is scheduled to issue the next comprehensive briefing at 10 o'clock as the tallying process continues.
Well, moving on elsewhere, a day after Ugandans went to the polls to elect their president and members of parliament, business activity has returned to normal across many parts of the town in Kampala, despite today being a declared public holiday. Shops are open, transport is running, and residents are back to work, many citing economic pressure as the reason they cannot afford to stay at home.
24 hours after the polling across the country, calm prevails in town, with shops open, public transport operating normally, and residents going about their daily routines. Despite the post-election public holiday, many say economic pressures have forced them back to work, with markets, retail shops and taxi stages active from early morning. Tulinawe Dafina, vendor and resident of Nankulabye, says she voted at Chikaya polling station yesterday afternoon, noting essential confusion due to the change in the BVK machines. Through the process, later went on smoothly without tension. She says leadership comes from God and the declared winner should be accepted, adding that she is working today despite the holiday because earning a daily income is essential. Senyomo Rogers, a border rider, says he arrived at Kabazi polling station at 5 a.m. but voting was delayed due to the absence of election officials and malfunctioning machines, forcing officials to rely on the voters' register, with the process only beginning at 11 a.m. He adds that although he understood the voting process, he is anxious about the post-election period, fears the announced results may not reflect the will of the voters.
Nakede sawa 10 ngenda ubalondera wali wamiti Kabazi ng'abantu we bali abalondesa nga tebali batuse esaawa wenyini tutandika okukola kintu tugenda kutandika kulonda obuma ne bugaana tubeera ukatandisa okulonda amazima saawa 5 nga obuma babuvuddeko ne tudda ku register tumala okulonda ebuziba era nebyokolera sikoze ndi wano bantudde kane ndaba TV nendaba nga byabaka byalangire nagamba okubeera wano ennaku ekwatire wano mu nnyumba katambuleko ngendeko ku bannange kwekubagiriza eyo era osaaza wano nga ndi mukwekubagiza ziraso era kati biyoyide kuddayo kulima era munyene tuule kubanga omusajja yesina
afe emmere yaffe teyabadde emivu waffe wetwalondedde wabadde walamu bulungi ne bavunanyizibwa ebintu byabambudde siwuli okukalize wamu sina nnyo kyamaanyi nyo kyensuubira naye zikyembadde nsaba ng'abakulembeze mulire ebigendererwa ebyo badde batusuubiza bye batukolera ate ne bano abatukyankalanya mu byemirimu waba abakulembeze balina obuyinza obasobola obagambako waba ebyo byetukyankalanya nabo beekiriza tusobole okutambula obulungi wakati ekyamaanyi ennyo kitwetaaga ne famire zaffe
nti omukulembeze yonna aba alondeddwa mukama aba kisiimye nti omuntu oyo alina okuba nga yakola ki alina obusobozi kubeera n'okulonda omuntu gw'osalawo ate era bw'oba osazeewo awangula era yaba asinze yaba alina okuba pulezidenti w'eggwanga okusinga ennyo bwe tuba tulonda omukulembeze otunuulira biki by'abayogedde tusinziira ku bigambo by'abayogedde tusinziira ku bulungi oba byaba alazeewo byabasuubiza buli omu kale alina kyaluubiriramu ebyo kati nga nze mukulonda okwange gwe n'alonze mazima mba amanyi nti oyo aba alina okukola ki okuyitawo naye mu byonna oyo aba ayiseewo yetugenda naye.
Although today is officially a public holiday, many Ugandans say earning a living takes priority after casting their votes.
Thank you, Emmanuel Lengai, for that report. Moving on elsewhere, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Thomas Taiwo, has called for investigations into the malfunctioning of biometric verification kits that delayed voting yesterday. He stressed that while Ugandans deserve answers, the Electoral Commission should not be blamed until the probe is complete. The Taiwo described the ongoing vote tallying as a progressing positivity and assured citizens that full election results are expected soon. Authorities also warned against post-election violence, urging political actors and the public to respect the electoral process and maintain peace.
To me, I think let's wait for a full investigation, because if we start making premature conclusions, it won't be good. We need to know whether the factors that led to the failure of the BVVK machine are external or internal, or were avoidable or non-avoidable. You know, that's extremely critical for us. Otherwise, for us as Parliament, we did our part of appropriating. His Excellency the President did his part as executive of allocating the money. So we do hope that a thorough investigation is going to be made. But I do not want at this time us to judge completely the Electoral Commission or what. But if the factor was beyond their control, this is something we should give them a chance to explain. But indeed, Ugandans deserve an explanation. And like His Excellency the President said, an inquiry is going to be made, and I hope whatever findings we discover, they should be made public for the satisfaction of Uganda. The progress is really good. As you can see, we put in place mechanisms as a party. His Excellency ensured that he puts in mechanisms and extra mechanisms to ensure that we don't lose any of our votes through either misplacement or entering wrong results and all that. And that's why Hajati Namiaro here was appointed to ensure that we succeed clearly on that. And then some of us came in to reinforce her by giving that kind of support. So far what we are seeing is extremely positive. You know, by law we are not allowed to say we have scored this much. That's a purpose, that's a function and power of Electoral Commission. But so far what we've seen, we're extremely excited. It's within our target, I think. It's within our target. What we are getting is corresponding with what the EC is announcing. So we are very happy, and I'm sure that by end of tomorrow, like around 10, we should have been able to correct all declaration forms from the country. We put in place a mechanism of our party officials, together working with the ONC officials, to ensure that indeed every declaration form from across the country is delivered here. Of course, at first we started on a very slow note because of the BVVK machines not working, but when they allowed that indeed we should now proceed and use the manual register, the process moved quickly. There are some people, because we had prepared very well our supporters, His Excellency the President, who is our party candidate also, appealed to all our supporters to be at the polling station by 7 a.m. A very good example. We had 150-something thousand agents across the country. So meaning by 7 a.m., okay, NRM starting voting had 157 something votes counted from its polling agents. So I would say that the process was really good, but it's my strong belief that the turn-up was somehow affected by the process of the BVVK, which made some polling stations start at around 10, some at around 11.
We nazaalibwa nalaba nasanga mirembe, so wemba nsanze mirembe nsuubira nti nno akavuvuŋŋaano tekagenda, famire zaabwe already kati bagenda ziteeka ku nnyonyi zigende ebweru, abaana baabwe babatwale bagende ebweru. Kati mmwe abali wano, kubaffe abali wano batuteeke mu busambatuko, bateekewo embeera ey'okukola ki, ey'okulaga nti si bamativu. Woba olaba ebifo ebimu abamu nga tebalina ba agents babakuumira kalulu, kati ogamba otya nti mu kifo ekyo Museveni yakubbye oba aba Museveni babbye nga tolinawo na agent akuumira kalulu, oba okitegeera? So twebuulye ekitegeeza tuwakunga kimala oba tolina tumatiza kimala, omukazi bamuwakisa n'afuna olubuto, togenda tukaka bukasinga bannayuganda tukulonde. President wewe Kaguta Museveni gwe tulonze ffe abamulonze, kati mukumulonda twagala mirembe kubanga ye mirembe, ye yaleeta emirembe, ye ddembe. So tugumiikirizeemu mu mirembe gino ffena tuginyumirwe paka tunaalinda, olinda wuwo gw'onooyagala oba ekiseera kyo kikutuukeko ng'okyali mulamu ng'era oli mu mirembe. Naye kati bannayuganda baba basazeewo, National Electoral Commission byenetugamba betugenda okuwuliriza, tugende nayo mu maaso. Ffe twagala nkulaakulana, kwejja mu bwavu, kulanga ne famire zaffe, naffe tugaggawalako nga mmwe. Nze mpalana nnyo omuntu alina moolo gye siina, kyova olaba nti nnwana nnyo nange njifune. So tubeegayiridde bannayuganda temuwuddisibwa abavubuka, tubeere ffenna nga tumanyi nti ffe abavubuka abaleero ab'enkya ate ab'enkulaakulana abagenda okununula eggwanga lyaffe.
Right, now moving on elsewhere, as the country awaits the outcome of the elections, an unusual calm has settled over Kampala. Roads that are typically choked with the traffic are largely empty today, with only a few vehicles moving through the city. The quiet streets reflect a city on pause as vote tallying continues and residents stay indoors, closely monitoring what comes next.
bose bakikinze ko bagomana checkinga ariko jenga tabimuka ndakomeza kibandaga checkinga yo ngo communication n'abaganga.
All right, moving on elsewhere, as the tallying of the 2026 presidential results progresses, opposition parties have expressed dismay over the tallying process, which they say is not transparent. These demanded the Electoral Commission to effectively avail all presidential candidates with tally sheets from across the districts of to facilitate a smooth comparison of the results. By press time, the Electoral Commission had released preliminary results from 30,138, which represents 69.4% polling stations out of the 50,739 total polling stations.
Now, as we indicated in our opening remarks yesterday, we shall be releasing these results at regular intervals. And therefore, our next session will be at 2 p.m. See you then.
Personally, in the position I'm coming from, I'm a bit disappointed with the way the process is being done, with the way the commission is handling the transmission of the results. I see a lack of transparency, and this affects the credibility of the outcome, because for you to do this as the chairperson, as the commission, people should trust what you're giving. It should be credible. But if you're coming and you're reading for us figures, we don't know where they're coming from, we don't have any detail. At least the best he should have done, or the commission should have done, is give us a breakdown. If you're saying we have so far 5 million votes, let's know where these 5 million are coming from. Where do they represent? People need to know, because as you're aware, there's no any other person who is supposed to, transmit or give this information. So let him at least give us the breakdown of, if it is 5 million, we know it is this region, maybe it is this district, or maybe it is representing 50 polling stations from this region. Because even legally, the other candidates are supposed to be availed with the tally sheets, so that they compare with the data forms they have, and they know whether what you're actually delivering there matches what they have.
Consult, we are waiting. Otherwise, it makes no sense for us to sit here and he comes and takes 10 minutes to say this is the breakdown, without attempting to give a breakdown, to say that these results are from Masaka, these results are from Nakapiripirit, these results are from Kasese.
After consulting, will they be able to give you even the results which they read?
Well, that is our expectation. As to whether they will satisfy it, you can establish from them. And we also challenge you, the media fraternity that are here, that you have a duty to ask questions on behalf of Ugandans. So don't just consume what is being given to you without details, without a breakdown. Otherwise, you are only helping to facilitate the possible fraud that they are cooking. These elections were conducted, the process is the same. So the presidential elections cannot have problems and the parliamentary elections are okay. You all witnessed the delays in the delivery of kits and reporting of Electoral Commission people, which led to separation of voters. Many people went away because the Electoral Commission was not ready up to around midday, and in some places up to around 2 p.m. As a result, many people did not turn up to vote, and you will see when they are giving their results, you realize that many people registered voters did not participate. Number two is that in a number of areas, including Entebbe, including Chisenyi in Kampala Central, including Sembabule, including Nakaseke, there was widespread violence, there was ballot stuffing, and the Electoral Commission has not offered an explanation to the people of Uganda.
We are under a gazetted area where a national tally center is supposed to be conducted. we were called here to observe the tallying of the presidential elections from wherever they got the results. Basically, under the law, it is prudent to know that the results are got from the districts, then sent through transmission here. We are supposed to know which results the chair is reading to us. He has to enshrine himself with the democracy because he took oath to protect the integrity of this country.
Rest upon all of you, now and forevermore. Amen.
All right, I guess you've had the blessing from the Archbishop in there, so let's continue in that same spirit and have the Archbishop's moment.
Archbishop's Moment, sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
St. John's Wakiso Secondary School, where faith meets education.
And also counting and the good and right results are announced so that there is no room for doubting your integrity and credibility. Religious leaders were called to pray for the people, give them hope. That's why I'm here. I've been moving to different media houses to speak about this. But also, it is you as a person to ensure that you keep the peace. Peace is so key. Because if you just say you make a deliberate intention of hurting somebody, of ensuring this one belongs to a different party, or hurt him or her, that's the wrong way Ugandans. We are supposed to work in harmony, regardless of our different ideologies, different parties, we are Ugandans, different regions, different whatever. But we are called to be together. After all, at the end of tomorrow and the following days, we must go back to work.
Archbishop's Moment, sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
St. John's Wakiso Secondary School, where faith meets education.
All right, now we're going to take a very short break and return with more news. All right, welcome back. This is News at 8 here on Church of Uganda Family TV. Now we still continue with the ballot 2026. The January 2026 Ugandan elections have produced a new parliament with NRM dominating key seats, while opposition and independent candidates also made their gains. High-profile leaders like Prime Minister Robin Nabanja and Health Minister Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng were re-elected alongside emerging voices such as Eliab Naturinda Mporera. The 11th Parliament 2026-2031 brings together experience, expertise and fresh perspectives for the country's next 5 years. Now here are some of the already announced winners in different districts and constituencies declared by the district returning officers. So, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, MP-elect in Chinchizi East, Dr. Baryomunsi has been redeclared the winner of Chinchizi County East parliamentary seat for 2026-2031. Over to Shema District, Dixon Kateshumbwa from the NRM party was redeclared the winner of Shema Municipality. Alliance for National Transformation's Gerard Karhanga was once again redeclared as Intungamo Municipality Member of Parliament. Moses Mayanja from the NRM was also declared the Member of Parliament elect for Busiro North. Dr. Lilian Aber has been redeclared as the Woman Member of Parliament for Kitgum district there, as you can see. Well, the newly MP elect for Fort Portal North for the 2026-2031 is Honorable Margaret Annette Muhanga Mugisa. NUP's Ivan Cheyune was declared as the MP elect for Nakasongola County. Elias Serunjoji Muchibi was declared Member of Parliament elect for Butambala County. Brigadier General retired Emmanuel Rashande was declared as Member of Parliament elect for Remiaga County, that is in Sembabule District. Daphne Lydia Mirembe is a Ugandan politician and was declared as the District Woman Member or elect of Parliament for Butambala, that is 2026-2031, running on the independent ticket. Professor Ephraim Kamuntu is the prominent Ugandan management scientist, academic and veteran politician declared MP elect for Shema South County. Haruna Kasolo Cheyune is a prominent Ugandan currently serving as the State Minister for Microfinance and was declared as the MP elect for Chotera County, that is 2026-2031, reclaiming the seat he lost in 2021. Moving on, Hassan Kaps Fungaro is a prominent Ugandan politician and senior leader within the Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, and now is the MP elect for Bingi County. Gerald Nangoli is a Ugandan politician who was declared as the winner for Elgon County North, now parliamentary seat representing the NRM. Also, Des Oswaldo Byuma is a Ugandan politician and commercial farmer. He was declared as MP elect for Elgon County, Bulambuli. Zambali Blasium Kasai, prominent Ugandan journalist and media personality, also politician, has won the Nansen Municipality Member of Parliament seat. In Kakumiro District, Right Honorable Robina Nabanja was declared the winner for that constituency. Also, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng Ochero was also declared as the Lira City Woman Member of Parliament elect for the 2026-2031 term. More details and developments from across the country will be coming up in the subsequent programs, and special, of course, the program of the ballot 2026, which will also be coming up later on. Well, it is incumbent for us to get updated at every hour, and just like I told you, our team is on ground everywhere. So right now, John Baptist Ahumza, our reporter here on Church of Uganda Family TV, is going to be bringing us updates from the National Tally Center that is in Lubowa. So John Baptist Ahumza, how is the ground there? In just 5 minutes, give us a sample or an update of what is happening down there. All right, thank you, John Baptist Ahumza, for that update. He's coming in from Lubowa at the National Tallying Center. And yes, that is so far what we have, and that is what has been released. But of course, there will be another set that will be at 10 p.m. So we shall see what is left. And remember, here, just as John Baptist has mentioned, it is 30% that is remaining now. Well, we also have our brother, Joel Tinkasimide, who is in Masindi at the District Tallying Center and also wants to get an update from that side. So Joel, please give us what is happening in Masindi there.
Hello. Look, all night with Majemba, thank you so much for making it happen up to now. And of course, those are still following on Church of Uganda Family TV News at 8. I'm Joel Simire here, live in Masindi. Guess what? And of course, the current updates I can give you right now, we are waiting for Kakaide Gastafas, the returning officer of Masindi District Electoral College. Guess what? As the rule of what they made, that they should first make sure that they have submitted all those meant for the President of the Republic of Uganda. And of course, they are still making it in all format to ensure that they are making it on the other way forward to ensure that all for presidential results are sent to Lubowa, that is in Kampala, where Mr. Simon Byabakama will be position to ensure that results are being read as they are received from different districts. But for now, we are still on, and what I can really tell you as of the lady from the other screens, what we are watching, we can still see that Rogers Byamukama Arali, the FUFA delegate, is still leading, who has been the NRM flag bearer, is leading the current, actually the one who has been on, that is Honorable Joab Businge, the FDC, and who also doubles as the FDC party vice president of Uganda. And on the other hand, when we go to Bujenje, we are still seeing Keza Kenneth Kiza Nyendoha, called always KK Kyomakiom Japan, is also leading the other section, and I can really confirm that is just a close margin with the lieutenant, the retired lieutenant, that's a Pade Kasum. But of course, if we go the other side of Ruli, I can really confirm to you that they are on, they always call him Sandra Soiluka Sojo Kato, is Aled Akugizwe Ronald, in a Rem now flag bearer, who is still leading the other opponents. And of course, I can tell you, but around the other time we expect, and we shall be giving the latest update around maybe probably that will be midnight, because results are supposed to be produced within the next 48 hours. But in case or in the other way around, the president's results are being put the other side of Kampala, being forwarded, that means the NRM, the FDC, the National Platform, and other political parties flag bearers who have been in these races will also be pronounced who is the winner. I can confirm the other section I'd forgotten is the woman member of parliament, our own Dr. Florence Asimwe is still leading, but despite the fact that now the other two, Noti and Kasanga Lilian Musindi, they're all fighting to see who will be in position to pick down the second position here in that very woman member of parliament. But not all that security, as we said, as we have been discussing with IP Solomon Mugisa, that's the Albertine license officer, he says still everything is on. But guess what? What about the military police and artillery? If you see closely, we are now just 200 meters away from where we are, away from the main tally center. Down here, these are just a part of those who have been here since, actually they were here since yesterday. They have spent the day here, and they are saying, I don't know, probably they'll go under what they said, that Kalonde, Kakume, I think they are trying to see, they are protecting their gains they have been in for, but that's it. And we shall be bringing for you more subsequent bulletin in our next broadcast as soon as the Newsat8 is done. And of course, guess what? Look, I won't go beyond that, because I really want to be one of those witnessing from inside the other section of the Tally Center. I'm Joel Simira for Church of Uganda Family TV Newsat8. Back to you, Luke. Ali Nightway, Majem.
All right, thank you so much, Joel Tinkasimire, for that update, and regards to all those that are fighting hard to make sure that they are witnesses of what is happening. We want to appreciate you so much for joining us this evening. That marks the end of our bulletin. It is important to look at the headlines.
Headlines brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977.
In our post-election day bulletin, fourth preliminary results, tallying ongoing as 69.9% of polling stations declare presidential results. Museveni maintains commanding lead.
On the results of the presidential elections that we have received so far at this study center. The total number of registered voters on the National Voters Register is 21,649,000.
Also tonight, Uganda elects new MPs, NRM opposition and independents secure seats in parliament. And in international news, Gaza peace plan, Trump announces Gaza board of peace to stabilize Middle East region.
Brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977.